Come up these steps, and I think about Dr. King, and Walter McCall right on these steps here.
Pastor Amir Khan stands on the steps of the dilapidated Camden home that the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. listed as his address in police reports from one of the most seminal yet nearly forgotten moments of his civil rights career. On June 12, 1950, King, then a student at Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania, and fellow seminarian Walter McCall and their two dates, Pearl Smith, a Philadelphia police officer, and Doris Wilson, sat down inside Mary's Café, a restaurant in Maple Shade, just outside Camden. The owner, Ernest Nichols, refused to serve the four black customers, then grabbed a revolver from behind the bar, went to the front doorway, and shot several shots into the air outside. With the help of New Jersey NAACP President Ulysses Wiggins, King and the others filed a police report, pressuring prosecutors to employ the state's 1945 anti-discrimination law, the first of its kind in the country. Bartender Ernest Nichols was arrested and charged with several crimes.
Right on these steps here, talking, and getting the instructions, don't go down there to Mary's Cafe. And right here on these steps is when Martin looks right back with boldness and authority and says that's the reason why we should go there, so we can go anywhere.
King would years later testify to a Senate Subcommittee that the incident had inspired him to go into civil rights activism. It marked the first combination of legal action and nonviolent civil disobedience that King would make the hallmark of the movement he led.
This is a 21-year-old Martin Luther King 5 years before the Montgomery bus boycott ever happened.
Patrick Duff, a local activist and amateur historian, pieced together the Maple Shade incident, unearthing court documents in an effort to get this plaque placed at the former site of Mary's Cafe. He'd like to see it made into a park with a more substantial monument.
I'm a civil rights activist, and I could not believe that I did not know that, being that I grew up 2 towns from here.
Khan heads a nonprofit that last year bought the Camden House with hopes of turning it into a museum. Last year, the state turned down an application for historic site designation, but both Duff and Khan say they'll keep trying, making sure these two places can continue to tell a story that had almost disappeared from history.
And now here we are in 2022, and we can go anywhere because of what took place here June 11th, 1950.